Before he died, my grandfather was fond of giving me unsolicited advice on what priests needed to preach about more often. Some of his favorite topics were the kingship of Jesus Christ, final judgment, the power of prayer, and the resurrection. To make his point about that last one, he would sometimes share a story about a conversation he had with his friend at lunch. While trying to convince this friend to take his faith more seriously, my grandfather started talking about how amazing it was going to be in heaven when we get our bodies back. At that point, his friend stopped him and said, "We won't have bodies in heaven. What are you talking about?" Taken aback, my grandfather assured him that Catholics believe that we get our bodies in heaven. After arguing for a bit, he then made his friend say the whole creed right there at the table. And they got to the part at the end that says, "I look forward to the resurrection of the dead." And my grandfather's friend sat back and said, "Oh, I guess you're right. Never realized that." He had said that creed every week for his entire life, and only in his 80s did he realize what he was saying. Why tell this story? For one thing, to make the point that just because somebody says, "I believe," doesn't mean they do. Just because you show up at Mass or Catholic school and do and say Catholic stuff doesn't mean you get it. Our faith requires a lifetime of going deeper. I promise you that there are things in our faith that you heard about your whole life, but still don't fully understand. If you did, some of them might blow your mind. So always take a closer look. More importantly, I tell that story to point out what today's feast is all about. The solemnity of the Assumption of Mary into heaven, where we celebrate the fact that Mary's physical body was taken up into heaven. Jesus is God, so he ascended into heaven under his own power. Mary is assumed lifted up by someone else because she's not God. But as the mother of Jesus, who is God, she's the mother of God, and Jesus, the God-man, like a good son, gives his mother a gift. He brings her body into heaven. Ultimately, every human being will get their body back. That's why we say this in the Creed. Look forward to the resurrection of the dead. Whether we go to heaven or hell, we will eventually be there with our bodies. Now, most of us will have to wait till the end of time to get that. But until then, Jesus and Mary both have bodies in heaven, so that we have a reminder of what we look forward to. A male body and a female body are in heaven right now. That means a male body and a female body are united to God himself right now. Because that's what it means to be in heaven. It means to be in union with God, the Trinity, so that we overflow with light and glory and joy and holiness. Do you get that? That not just your souls, but your bodies too will be united to God himself. Take a moment to consider the implications of that. If our bodies are meant to be part of God one day, what does that say about how we should treat our bodies on earth right now? If your mom told you, "We're going to visit another country," and she gave you a gold ring and said, "Hold on to this and take care of it. You're going to give this as a gift to the king of that country when we get there," how would you treat that ring? With care and respect, I hope. Do you see why Catholicism cares so much about what you do with your bodies? All our rules about what you can and can't do with your body aren't because the body is bad, but because it's destined to be united to God himself in the beatific vision. And think about this too. What do all of our sacraments have in common? Baptism, confirmation, Eucharist, marriage, holy orders, anointing of the sick, confession, all of them use our bodies to give us grace. Water and oil must touch the body, eating the Eucharist, and even in confession, using our physical sense of hearing to receive the mercy of God himself. Your body doesn't get in the way of salvation. It is the way that you receive salvation. Sacramental graces are given through the body and to the soul. Maybe think about that the next time that you're tempted to abuse your body with some different substances or bad choices. Broken and imperfect though they are, our bodies are profoundly important. And the Assumption of Mary into heaven reminds us that one day, all that is wrong with our bodies on earth will be fixed, corrected, perfected, glorified. Being a good Christian doesn't mean hating or escaping our bodies. It means loving them enough to train them, to discipline them, to prepare them, to use them, to start heading in the direction we're meant to go. Up. Heaven is the top of the mountain of grace. But do not be afraid, because your mother is already there, encouraging you, praying for you, and leaning down to give you a hand. So take Mary's hand and start climbing so that you and I, soul and body, can live in happiness with God forever.